There you go. There you go. Mark, what up, homie?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Everything good. Everything's blessed, man. How you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great, man.
No doubt. Let me get this pin ready right quick. Before I do, Mark, man, let everybody know where you from. You know what I mean? Let everybody know your credit, and let's run it down the line in a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got you. Um, Hope everybody's having a great night. My name is Markpain. I've been producing for over 3 decades. Yeah, that's longer than most of you guys have been born, of course. From the Bronx, New York City, born and raised. I saw the culture of hip hop come up. You know, I was right in the midst of everything. South Bronx, New York City. Um, I've worked professionally with Michael Bivins of New Edition. I was signed with Motown Biv 10 for 5 years as a producer, exclusive producer. I worked with Boyz II Men, Another Bad Creation, Yvette Nicole Brown. Of course, you know, Yvette is like, you know, all over the place.
Right.
On every movie that you could think of, she's out there. So big ups to Yvette, but on that one.
Right.
I worked with Chubb Rock, Teddy Pendergrass, Gerald Levert. Anybody that you could think of on Warner Brother Records, I've worked with them. And then now I have my current, you know, project working with Positive K. I got that. I Get It Done and Nobody, which I just recently produced for him.
Now, you just mentioned Positive K. I just had him on the show this past Tuesday. You know, great guy, you know what I mean? And of course, great music. Now, once I found out that you produced the last 2 joints that you just mentioned, Nobody and I Get It Done, I was like, okay, you know, I'll bring him on the show, man. We got to continue the promotions, man.
Right, right.
So, you know, tell me what was your ways of linking up with Positive K and creating these type of hit joints for him?
Okay, so Positive K probably didn't realize that I've met him years ago when I was a teenager. I used to beatbox, and I remember somebody bringing me to this kid that was rapping, and as he was rapping, I started beatboxing, and he was like, yo, that beatbox is hot, it's fresh. And so, you know, he kind of did his thing. He was rapping and I was beatboxing. Right. But that was the last time I saw him. And then years later, a friend of mine said, yo, I got this project that I'm working on with this rapper named Positive K.
Right.
And send me some music. So I, you know, sent him some tracks. And then we did a track called I Get It Done. Right. This track had already came out years ago. And he pretty much wanted to do a remake of it. Like I kept like knocking on his door. I was like, yo, okay, let's do some work together. You know, let's finish what we left, you know, where we left off at. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And then so he's like, all right. He kind of was like hesitant at first. You know, he's like, I don't know, you know, what he was going through, but he's still promoting himself and, you know, his I Need a Man and, you know, his merchandise and stuff. So I guess he was kind of more wrapped up in the comedy and his merchandise. You know what I'm saying? So then he said, yo, Payne, I'm ready. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Send me some stuff. And so what he did was I didn't send him no music. He sent me some a cappella lyrics.
Right.
And he said, yo, what could you do with this? And that same exact night that he gave me the lyrics, I sent them back. I Get It Done.
Wow.
And he was like, yo, you work fast, man. Yo, that was quick. I was like, yeah, listen to it now. You know what I'm saying? And when he heard it, he was like, yo, like he just bugged out. He was like, yo, what did you do to this song? Is yo, whatever you did is just bananas. You know what I'm saying? I love it. You know, I say, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I said, all right, that sounds dope. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, all right, we're going to release that one first. Right? And I was like, all right, that sounds dope. Then he said, I got this other one that I'm doing called Nobody. What could you do with that one? And so I played the melody that they were singing from the SOS band. You know what I'm saying? So I said, we could play over what they doing and then try to imitate the SOS band on top of that with that little melody in the background. That'll be fire. That'll be a nice hit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And everything just sits real beautifully. You know, and I'm happy that, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of people are getting, they're liking it, they're listening to it. I seen you spend it on your show too. I was really excited about that.
Oh, dope. You know what I mean? That's great, man. You know, most you know, artists, they like to listen to the instrumental and then just, you know, get to the pen and the pad and everything. But it seems like it was a little reverse situation with you and Paz.
Yeah.
How was it working with great producer? There you go. You're in the Bronx right now?
No, I'm in
You're in the
Las Vegas.
Bronx right now? Oh, you in Las
No, I'm
Vegas?
in
Oh,
Las
a lot of
Vegas.
electricity. A lot of electricity over there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's where you stay?
Yeah, I've been in Vegas for about 5 years now. Like I left.
Man, I'm planning to make my way back.
I was living in Atlanta for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, you move around.
Atlanta. Huh?
I said you move around.
Yeah, you know, when you do music, you kind of move around a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's kind of like being in the military. You know how that goes.
Of
You
course.
know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And you're on tour, you're moving around, people request for your, you know, your services. You know what I'm saying? And Vegas was just better for me because of the weather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like hot weather. I can't take cold weather. Even though I'm from New York, but I can't take it. You know, no, I ended up on the West Coast.
Before we got disconnected, man, I was saying that you got to work with legendary artists like Belle Biv DeVoe and Boyz II Men. How was that?
Man, it was surreal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I first met them, it was like incredible. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I just watched them on Video Music Box. You remember Video Music Box from back in the days?
Right, of course, of course.
I was watching them and I was like, yo, they gonna blow up. And then maybe about a week and a half later, I was in the studio with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like a dream come true, but it was surreal. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then I was working with another artist named MC Brains that they had done some work with, you know what I'm saying, back then too. So I was on Brains' first album on side B called Dumb. And, you know, Boyz II Men was on that album too. So, you know, we was all just collaborating and stuff like that. We got to do a lot of things with Starter. Remember when Starter was out, the Starter hats and jackets? Right. Did a lot of MTV stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then that led to, you know, me working closer with Michael Bivins. He was looking for, you know, a ghostwriter on the second BBD album. And he was like, yo, Mark, you got, you know, you can write like how you write. And I want you to take these lyrics and redo them for me. You know what I'm saying? So I rewrote Above the Rim for him on his part, on his rap part. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And then on the song Lovely, I was a ghostwriter too. So that's how I got to work with BBD. You know what I'm saying? So first I met Boyz II Men. That was an experience. And then Mike pulled me into the BBD situation.
Was it overwhelming working with like 4 different artists all at one time? Like, was everybody giving their opinions, and did it get a little hectic trying to make a decision, or it was just like it was really simple with them boys?
It was simple because I was in, you know, I was a young man at that time. You know what I mean? Like I was in my late 20s, and they saw how creative I was. Right. And they were like, just let him go. You know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing to him. Just let him go. Right. And because we were so creative, like everything that we threw at them, they were like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So they just went and executed. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was that easy. Plus, they're professionals, so they already knew how to record. You know, of course, Mike knows how to record. You know, no addition. And then you got Boyz II Men. They were still learning too, a lot of tips and tricks, but they had a lot of professionals around them, so they showed them, you know, how to go into the booth and, you know what I'm saying, do certain things in the booth or whatever like that. And me and my partner Finesse at the time, we were kind of like the 2 puffies in the camp. It was so crazy, and we had all these ideas. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they just ate it up. That's how we ended up in the East Coast family situation, because we were kind of like head of the situation because we was ghostwriting. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And a lot of the artists wasn't writing for themselves, so they needed us. So they just trusted everything that we did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Everybody, man, if you just joined in on Twitch, Instagram, all my social media, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, this is my guy, the real Markpain, multi-platinum producer in the building, man. Done a lot of joints for a lot of celebrity artists out there. You know, I recently had, like, you know, official heat makers last Thursday in the building. You know what I mean? I rock with a lot of young producers and whatnot. How do you feel about the sound of hip hop and R&B nowadays, man? Do you feel like it's much stronger? Do you feel like it's being represented? I don't want to say represented, right? But you know, do you feel like, you know, is the sound is better and it's going further?
I believe that the sound of hip hop and R&B. First, I would say R&B is not dead. For everybody that thinks R&B is dead, that's a big myth. You know what I mean? We still got Mary J. Blige. We still got Tyrese. You know what I'm saying? We got Tank. We got Mario. These are dope R&B artists. As long as we have artists like that around, R&B will never be dead. I don't care what nobody says. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the hip hop side of it, I think that you got to respect the old and the new school. The new school should respect the people that came before them because they paved that way for them.
Right.
We used to use the same sounds back in the days. You know what I'm saying? With the rock the bells and, you know what I'm saying? And I Need a Beat. We were using the same exact instruments. You know what I'm saying? The 808s and snares and whatever like that. So our generation was a little similar because of the sound wise. You know what I'm saying? But they just turned it around and made it a little more, got a little more into it, which I can respect. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that hip hop is still evolving. You know what I'm saying? I believe that there's a time and a place for everybody in the music industry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that a lot of us that don't know or following the evolution of it, you know what I'm saying? We're criticizing it, and we shouldn't do that. We should let it grow. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually everything is going to come back 360. You know what I mean? What goes around comes back around. So it's gonna like right now, boom bap is coming back. You know what I'm saying? You got Griselda representing boom bap. You know what I'm saying? You got the Locks representing boom bap. You know, so all that stuff is gonna come back. And then you got in the early 20s that still respect the boom bap sound. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they come in my inbox and be like, "Yo, I love that sound. I love that," because we put so much feeling into what we were doing back then. You know what I'm saying? That we wanted to be like the original artist that we were sampling.
Right.
You feel me? Like we wanted to do that. So even though, you know, sampling is a little more rampant now, I think that there are a lot of creative producers, a lot of creative MCs and that collaborate well, and they just, you know, carry the hip hop along with it. You know what I'm saying?
Do you notice how back in the days they would clown Puff for sampling all the time, but like you see all the new city girl artists or whoever, you know what I mean? Nowadays they tapping and doing the same thing. They sampling, you know what I mean? Look at Kodak's new joint with King Combs, you know what I mean? You know, sampling that Bad Boy joint, you know what I mean? And so on. Like, there's nothing wrong with sampling. I never had a problem with sampling. Like, I think sampling is a cool thing. You know what I mean? Not only that, you help bringing the essence back. You help getting that artist that created that some more money and so on. Do you enjoy sampling when you do your music?
Well, I used to sample a lot when I first started doing music. That was my go-to, samples. Let me find the dopest sample. Let me dig in the crate and find the dopest sample. Then I started chopping samples.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I like the richness of it and the sound. So I was like, if I could just take different parts of the record and just collaborate them, but still have the richness of the sound, then I'm good because I could create something different and avoid publishing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was doing that way back in 91, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people didn't know that I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? My partner was kind of mentoring me and he was showing me how to chop the samples up and put them together. You know what I'm saying? But sampling was really my go-to because I appreciated the music from the early 60s and 70s. You know what I'm saying? It moved my soul. So I was like, yo, I need to sample something that's going to move the people. You know what I'm saying? So if it moves me and I got real good ears, sharp ears, to move the people. So let me use that sample. But then I did a project with Mike with the Bib 10 Pee-wees. I don't know if you remember them. But I ain't get a sample from the Fatback Band. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That dum 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 dum
Mm-hmm.
dum 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 dum, and they wanted extreme amounts of money for it.
Right.
So from that point, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to start learning how to do things outside of sampling, but still keep the element of, you know, the sound of the hip hop sound
Right.
in what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just doing more or less doing like sound adaptation.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I adapt to whatever I hear, and then I just create a beat, or you know what I'm saying, or create my own stuff.
So, Mark, I'm gonna name 3 producers. Give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words that you could describe them best. All right, we could do that.
Man, yeah, yeah.
All right. By the way, today's show is brought to you by Positivity Water. You need that in your life, the alkaline water. All right, man. You know what I mean? Everything's
That's
positive
right.
over here.
That's
You
right.
hear my intro? We got the prayer and everything. All right. um.
That's right.
Okay. Producer Pete Rock.
He's Pete Rock to me is the godfather of hip hop to me,
Yeah.
because he keeps it so raw, like, and he understands jazz real well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he knows how to put the funkiest jazz records to the hardest beats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, man, he's like top 10, man. Like every time I sleep on him a lot too, because I'm thinking, oh, he ain't gonna do. Then he come back with something else, and it's like, wow. You know what I'm
And
saying?
sometimes you don't even know it's him until you read the
Hey,
credit.
that track that's hard with Styles
Yeah.
P. You heard that one with Styles P?
Yeah. How about Dr. Dre?
Dr. Dre, I think Dre has a sound. He's always had the biggest sound in hip hop to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way he mixes his songs,
Mm-hmm.
like he just makes it so big and round. It's like you can't avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of peeked out what he does,
Mm-hmm.
but to me, he's like, I haven't heard any like recent stuff that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I know that everything prior to like the Chronic album, and you know what I'm saying, like that production is just crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Him, the Eminem projects that he's worked on. I mean, even on the 50 Cent in the club,
Yeah.
I know he didn't produce the music, but you can hear his mixing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was such a big record. You know what I'm saying?
Can we say we're looking forward to hearing what he did on Khaled's album with Eminem? And
Yeah.
and himself? I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that it's going to be. I think it's going to be big because you got a lot of creators in the same room, and then Dre is kind of like, he's like an orchestra. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, this is what we're gonna do, and that's what we're gonna do. You know, it's like a Quincy Jones of hip hop.
Yeah. What about? Let me go left field with this one. Havoc.
Havoc from Mobb Deep.
Yes.
He's dope. I'm gonna tell you why, because he's so unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like his sound is he keeps the essence of hip hop, but when you hear his stuff, it's so unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, he took that and did that with that. You know what I'm saying? And you might have had the same sample.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he just took the sample and just flipped it, and you're like, that's crazy how he flipped it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he's from New York, Queens. You know, I got
definitely. Rest in peace to Prodigy as well. The real Markpain. Let me play a joint right quick. Let's bop our heads to one of his production. Brand new joint from Positive K. It's called Nobody. I need y'all to turn it up right quick and listen to this dope joint.
DJ Epps.
for that one. You too, Pain. Word up, man. Brand new Positive K.
The
It's
song is
called
crazy.
Nobody. Yeah, definitely, man. And you know, you kept it simple with the beat too. It was a definitely bounce. You know what I mean? Big shout out to everybody in the building. Super multi-platinum producer in the building. My guy, the real Markpain in the building. If you need some beats too, hit him up, man. You hit him up in the DM, man. Get some beats from my guy, and bring them hit records to me so I could break them, like I do on Rock the Bells.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned Rock the Bells earlier, man. How do you feel about LL keeping the culture alive with the radio station and the music he plays on there, and also allowing me as a DJ to play new songs from a legendary artist and a new age artist? You know what I mean? How do you feel about that box, Rock the Bells?
He was born to be hip hop, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? LL's born to be hip hop. There's no denying that. And he respects the culture. You know what I'm saying? And he knows that there are a lot of us that have something missing.
Right.
But then he doesn't just want to give us what's missing. He also wants to give us something that we're supposed to see. So that's what you can see the passion that he has for this culture. You know, Rock the Bells came out. I was like, it's over for me. Like, he's just one of the illest rappers to me in that time.
Right.
And he showed the world what he could do. You know what I'm saying? And he kept on. He kept going. He kept going. When we thought that it was over for him, he kept going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so he's a true pioneer. You know what I'm saying? A true lover of hip hop and a true lover of the culture. And I'm hats off to him, man. You know, and his daughter Natalia, they used to run that website. I forget the name of it. Boom Dizzle.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I was an artist on that, and they kind of they kept me on my toes. You know, bringing in new artists and stuff like that. And his daughter did a very great job in keeping the culture together too. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's done multiple things to keep it together. You know what I'm saying? So, this Rock the Bells is just next level. I'm really happy that he did something like this. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you know, if the man were to come to you and say, "Yo, Pain, I need a new beat for this new album I'm about to put out," which he is working on a new album. Get ready. You know, we done heard a couple of joints, and my God, I'm very shocked to hear what I heard from L. You know what I mean? If he were to come to you and say, "Yo, you know, I need a beat. Let me hear a couple of joints," well, you know which file to go to? You know which folder to go to? Or would you just create something on the spot for him?
Hey, I can go get the folders, or I can sit in the studio with him and say, tell me what you feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you thinking, what you going through. Because every song, well, believe it or not, is a life experience.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know he's a very creative person when it comes to talking about what his experience is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, look, we can go get the folder and you can listen to that, or we can start from scratch and we can come up with something monstrous.
Right.
I always believe that two heads are always better than one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, because I sit here by myself and I create beats, nobody's here with me. But a pioneer like him, and I'm doing beats and I'm in my bag, and he's going, yo, no, not that. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It'll be completely over.
Is there any new artists that you listen to now that you probably would like to work with? Like, damn, I like to jump in the studio with a Moneybagg Yo, or you know what I mean, a Drake or Kodak. You know what I mean?
I think when Drake first came out, I wanted to work with him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted to work with him.
Who doesn't?
But I knew that it would be hard to get to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kodak Black, if I can get to him, I do some other stuff with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll mix it up, bongos and all kinds of stuff, and flip out some down south dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, put him on some other stuff.
Right.
But Jadakiss is on my list. Yeah, Nipsey was on my list. God rest his soul. Let me see. Kendrick Lamar's on my list.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see who else is nasty. If you want to go old school, Common.
Mm-hmm.
Common's flow is still sick.
Definitely.
And Buster.
Oh man.
But Buster, you gotta really you gotta get dirty with Buster. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really
get grimy with Buster. Yeah, that sound gotta be
yeah.
Definitely.
And he's a producer too, so you know you gotta keep it hard.
Right. Like Byron said, heavyweights, man. Definitely. Shout out to D Money in the building, man. Dom Flizzy, I see you. Yo, Payne, I appreciate you passing through today, man. I even appreciate you just reaching out and saying, yo, you know what I mean? You know, how can we, you know, put something together? And you know, you see me, man. I'm a real one, and you know, we circle back and we make things happen, man. So I appreciate you coming on the show and experiencing your legacy and your future with me. What you got coming up next? Let everybody know so before you get up out of here.
Well, I got a single out now called God's People. I'm talking to, if you spiritual, it's a record for you to listen to.
All right.
I got my man now. We did another song called Broken Child. You got to hear that. Song is ridiculous. Like it talks about broken situations and where a lot of us come from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That's out. Y'all need to go listen to that. With Teddy Riley's nephew, Devontae Riley. I'm working with him. More or less like on the management, marketing, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know, I've been doing everything myself independently, you know what I'm saying? So I haven't really been working too much with a lot of people, but that's why I'm here for networking, you know what I'm saying? With individuals like yourself, you know what I'm saying? Rock the Bells, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm always here, and whenever you guys need me, man, I'm always here, you know? Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram too. The Facebook is Facebook.com, The Real Markpain. Of course, here, Instagram. And I'm on Triller too. Shit, I'm all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to follow me there too, I appreciate it. You know, everywhere you can find me, just type up Markpain, and wherever you find me, I appreciate the follow. You know what I'm saying?
There you have it, man. Mark, thank you for passing through, man. I appreciate you, man. And we're going to talk again, man. And can't wait to hear some of your new joints. Send them my way so we can break them right here on the show.
Okay.
All right, brother?
I appreciate you, man. Yes, Epps. I appreciate
you,
man.
All day, stay in touch.
Thanks so much, brother.
Bless. You already know, Mark. Yeah. Word up, multi-platinum producer Markpain passing through today, man. Indie Thursdays, I appreciate the love. Everybody, I hope you have a good night, man. Tomorrow, once again, I'm going to be at that dinner for Fridays, on Fridays, at the Blue Steel Pizza in Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be crazy, and then we're going to be back here Monday for New Music Monday, so send a submission in the building. We're going to need your music. We want to hear it in the building, all right? And don't forget, Tuesday, once again, Tony O Skits will be in the